I would like to share with you part 2 of Foods Bad for Memory Retention Revealed. On the previous video, I was able to share with you some bad foods for our memory. On this second part, I will continue to share you more foods, now including drinks that harm our brain memory. After you watch this, your life will never be the same again, and will remember this for the rest of your life. Just a bit of advice. If our brain doesn't like the food we eat, it will become lonely and get sick, resulting to a sick mind and body. Do you want to get sick? Well, if not, I would suggest that you watch these mind-blowing facts about foods and drinks bad for our memory retention. First, shark, swordfish, and ahi tuna. Most health experts are big fans of fish, but the kind they love is salmon and others that contain a healthy fat called omega-3 fatty acids. Swordfish, ahi tuna, and other big fish lose points because they tend to be high in mercury. That's a neurotoxin, meaning toxic to our brain, that may lead to higher risk of memory loss and poorer thinking skills in older adults. Take note on this. King mackerel, marlin, orange roughy, shark, swordfish, tilefish, ahi tuna, and big-eyed tuna all contain high levels of mercury. Women who are pregnant or nursing or who plan to become pregnant within a year should avoid eating this fish. People who love sushi don't want to hear about tuna's negative effects on the body, but the news is evident. Tuna, particularly canned tuna, is associated with mercury. Tuna, like big eye and albacore, may have healthy fats to offer our diet, but their high mercury content can spell trouble for cognitive function. Mercury and other heavy metals can significantly impact our brain health, so we must strive to eliminate and certainly reduce them from our diets. While tuna has lots of mercury, other types of fish do not. Maybe just substitute it to wild salmon and trout. Note that cooking does not remove mercury from fish because the metal is bound to the fish meat. For example, a piece of tuna will have the same amount of mercury whether it is eaten raw as sushi or cooked on the grill. After a person ingests mercury, it spreads all around their body, concentrating in the brain, liver, and kidneys. In pregnant women, it also concentrates in the placenta and fetus. The effects of mercury toxicity include disruption of the central nervous system and neurotransmitters and stimulation of neurotoxins, resulting in damage to the brain. The developing fetuses and young children, mercury can disrupt brain development and cause the destruction of cell components. This can lead to cerebral palsy and other developmental delays and deficits. Second, white bread and white rice. Refined carbohydrates include sugars and highly processed grains, such as white flour. This effect on memory may be due to inflammation of the hippocampus, a part of the brain that affects some aspects of memory, as well as responsiveness to hunger and fullness cues. Refined carbohydrates, even those that don't taste super sweet, can spike our blood sugar. That's often followed by a crash, which can make us feel mentally foggy. Research shows that too many refined carbs may increase our risk of Alzheimer's disease especially in certain people who are genetically predisposed to it. Refined breads and pastas are some of the worst foods for brain health. They're stripped of their nutrients, so there's no fiber to slow down their digestion. Instead, these processed carbohydrates rush through our system and spike our blood sugar. A diet comprised of refined carbohydrates has been linked to impaired memory in adults and kids. Studies have demonstrated that some types of carbs can negatively impact our mental health. High glycemic foods like white rice are linked to an increased risk for depression. These studies have demonstrated that diets high in refined carbs can lead to feelings of fatigue, mood swings, and symptoms of depression. If you cannot live without white rice, you should do your best to reduce your intake. When you eat this food, be sure to pair it with leafy green vegetables and legumes to help combat the rice's adverse mental effects. A high intake of refined carbs with a high glycemic index and glycemic load can impair memory and intelligence, as well as increase the risk of dementia. These include sugars and highly processed grains like white flour. Go for whole grain breads, brown rice, and whole wheat pasta when you eat carbs, since their fibers are intact. This means they're being digested more slowly. Our blood sugar is better regulated and therefore have a steady stream of energy so we can buckle down and focus. If you're starting to learn new things from this video, please don't forget to click like, share with your friends, and subscribe. Plus, press the notification bell icon to get new video updates. Third, microwave popcorn. Buttery trans fat-laden microwave popcorn can have negative effects on brain health. Studies have shown that diets that are loaded with unhealthy fats have a negative impact on memory. Aside from worrying about the chemicals in the steam we breathe, upon opening a packed bag of microwave popcorn in terms of lung health, it appears that this convenient snack even additionally gives a negative impact in our brain's ability to comprehend and process information. Instead of using these microwavable bags, consider popping your own corn to enjoy so you can have full control over the ingredients you add to. Fourth, alcohol. Drink less alcohol. Consuming too much alcohol beverages can be detrimental to our health in many ways and can negatively impact our memory. Binge drinking is a pattern of drinking that raises our blood alcohol levels to 0.08 gram per meal or above. Studies have shown that it alters the brain and results in memory deficits. Alcohol exhibits neurotoxic effects on the brain. Occasional moderate drinking is not an issue, but binge drinking can damage our hippocampus, a key area of our brain associated with mercury. While having a drink or two is perfectly healthy and can be an enjoyable addition to a nice meal, however, excessive consumption can have a serious effect on our brain, such as memory loss, behavioral changes, and sleep disruption. The more we drink, the more difficult it may be to process new information or remember things. Too much alcohol can lead to confusion and memory loss. So can drug use. Fifth, soda and other sugary drinks. If we want to keep our brain sharp as we age, Steer clear of super sweet drinks. Researchers found that people who drink a lot of soda, sweet tea, and other sugary beverages are a lot more likely to have memory issues. These drinks, which often have a type of sugar called fructose, might even cause certain parts of our brain to become smaller. Sugary drinks include beverages like soda, sports drinks, energy drinks, and fruit juice. A high intake of fructose can lead to obesity, high blood pressure, diabetes, and arterial dysfunction. These aspects of metabolic syndrome may lead to developing dementia. A high intake of sugary drinks not only expands our waistline and boosts our risk of increasing the odds of developing type 2 diabetes and heart disease, it also has a negative effect on our brain and increase the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Higher sugar levels in the blood can increase the risk of dementia, even in people without diabetes. Research has shown that a sugar-laden diet can lead to poor memory and reduced brain volume, particularly in the area of the brain that stores short-term memory. With too much sugar, our memory can start fading and our thinking speed can actually start slowing down as more and more sugar becomes present in our bloodstream around our brain, which has been shown to be toxic to the brain cells present there. It can even kill our brain cells. Preferred alternatives to sugary drinks include water, unsweetened iced tea, vegetable juice, and unsweetened dairy products. 6. Diet sodas and drinks with artificial sweeteners. If regular soft drinks are bad for you, then sugar-free ones are good, right? Not so fast. Research finds that people who sip at least one diet soda a day are nearly 3 times as likely to have a stroke or develop dementia. Scientists think that artificial sweeteners may be the offending ingredient. Medical researchers have suggested that it's the artificial sweeteners in diet soda that can lead to the development of these serious conditions. Researchers have also noted that since diet sodas can affect healthy bacterial levels in our digestive tract, it can also impact the work of neurotransmitters, which is essential to healthy brain function. Of course, sugary drinks are not good for our mental and physical health either. But as more research is conducted, diet soda is looking more and more like a villain to be avoided. Know what is the secret artificial sweetener I just mentioned? Well, let's go now to the next. 7. Aspartame. This is a hidden ingredient that you may have to read the label of what you eat or drink to come across. Aspartame is the artificial sweetener that we usually see in products that claim to have zero sugar. The textbook example of this are zero-calorie sodas. It's made up of 3 components. First, phenylalanine. Second, methanol. And third, aspartic acid. One of the main risks to our brain here is the phenylalanine. It's been seen to cross our brain's blood-brain barrier, which affects our production of neurotransmitters. Aspartame is also thought to have some effect on our brain's vulnerability to oxidative stress. It's even suggested that it could cause negative effects on our learning and mood. This is when we're having it in excess. An extreme study was done into this where participants were given 11 milligrams of the sweetener to every pound of their body weight for 8 days. Participants were notably more irritable, depressed, and even scored worse on mental tests. Conclusion. This doesn't mean you must avoid all the foods and drinks just mentioned completely. In fact, some foods and drinks like alcohol and fish also have health benefits. We can still eat or drink these bad stuffs, but do it in moderation. Too much will hurt our body, since it can only fight these damages to a certain extent. Therefore, we should also feed our brain with weapons to fight these enemies. One of the best things we can do for our brain is to follow a diet rich in healthy and fresh food, whole foods. You will notice that foods and drinks have a lot of trans fats, and the reason is this. Trans fats increase the shelf life of the food, but reduce the shelf life of the person. A lot of refined sugar damage our brain. They are not our friends when it comes to memory. Sugar is one of the worst foods for brain health. Too much sugar causes inflammation in our brain, and like those refined carbs, it spikes our blood sugar, which leaves our body and our brain without the energy they need. Too much sugar also reduces our brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, levels. BDNF is crucial for learning and making new memories. So if we eat too much bad food, our brain and even our body will suffer. Are you going to rethink your body eating habits? Don't worry, it is not yet too late. We know we can do it. Please also check the description below for more health trainings to feed your brain. Bon appetit! If you have learned something new from this video, please don't forget to click like, share with your friends, and subscribe. Plus, please don't also forget to press the notification bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching the memories of your life.